now tuned into the greatest.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sage Bimi podcast. I will be your host for today, Sage Bimi, and I think today we are going to finish up part 1, where we are getting to know what karma is and its origination. Then we'll jump over to part 2 and get to understand. But at the end of the episode, you'll get to understand what part 2 will be about. So let me not spoil the information gathering process for you. And we'll be on it for today. So like as last episode ended, I told you this episode will be talking about authentic intelligence versus artificial intelligence. Like, what's authentic intelligence? Because we already know artificial intelligence is like computer intelligence here. So for the author, when he first saw a calculator, he was deeply offended and wondered why was he torturing himself in math class when all the teachers needed to do was just consult a machine. Like, it's a calculator, it's adding, it's dividing, it's doing everything that you've been doing when you were young. Yes. So he had actually dreamt of a day when there will be a machine in his science class and other classes as well. Like, it keeps stuff for you, so you just have to go and refer to it. They're called textbooks. Why am I laughing at my own jokes? This is so not cool, man. Anyways, today, like, memory is considered intelligence, but it's not intelligence. It's just memory. Because right now I expect you guys to understand the difference between intelligence and memory. So people who have like quote unquote intelligence, they pass examination with ease, they get top grades and get PhDs and become scholars of reptune. This is simply because they remember what they studied with efficiency at processing what they studied. So they're good at processing what they studied and they remember it, hence they're called scholars. But when you get to a yogic tradition, it is only if you can touch chitta. A chitta is the what is chitta? We'll get to know what chitta is, but please at the moment just persevere. We'll get to chitta. So I was saying, in the yogic tradition, it is only if you touch chitta, the dimension of intelligence, unsullied even by an iota of memory. Like, this guy has been using like small terms that like, what is iota? Like, man. Anyways, unsullied even by an iota of memory, that you are considered an enlightened person. I'm an enlightened yogi. So you have to attain. So if you touch chitta, the dimension of intelligence that has not been corrupted, unsullied, even an iota, like, it's just pure intelligence, that's when you'll be considered enlightened. So until you're able to learn what was I saying? My thought process is skipping me. Anyways, So until then, you may be learned, you may be scholarly, you may know a great deal about creation, but know nothing of the source of creation. Like, you have all this information, nebula cloud theory and everything. You have PhD. I'm a PhD. You know nothing about the dimension of intelligence beyond the ambit of your personal karma. Like, I was just reading it. I wasn't interpreting anything. But from what I was reading that he wrote, it's like, even if you have all this information, you don't know intelligence, the intelligence of creation. You just know things within your karma. Whatever action you've put in, you get your results. You get your memory because you go to the books and get the output of it. So, for traditional India, wisdom was praised more than knowledge. Yeah, if you know something, cool. But if you have wisdom, man, you're on top. So, this made people like get to consider gurus more significant than scholars. So they valued gurus more than scholars because gurus had wisdom while scholars had knowledge. So after a while, artificial intelligence came in and changed a lot. So the way people looked at intelligence was changed due to this artificial intelligence that is currently everywhere. So if people wanted to transform, they usually went to like books. That's their tool for self-transformation, which was based on the memory. He's not saying that memory is a bad thing. However, memory can only inform you. Memory cannot transform you. Yeah. The difference between a human being and a machine is perception. So, perception is something a machine can never possess. That we all know. Because a machine can only analyze, accumulate, process that data that is there. That's the purpose of a machine. The human being is an organic machine, but nonetheless, you can distinguish a human from a machine in a meaningful way. A machine can only replicate the functions that people need to empower their capacity to perceive things. So humans need to reclaim. This is what is pushing to. Humans need to reclaim the access to unfettered, unprejudiced intelligence. This is what he calls chitta. That unprejudged intelligence, that pure intelligence. So he goes ahead and defines what chitta is. So for what I read, I'm going to read it here. What is chitta? It is the deepest level of the mind. That is chitta. What the hell, deepest level of the mind? So I'll just have to read on for like a further description of what he has just said. It is awareness, aliveness, a profound intelligence that lies beyond intellect, beyond memory, beyond judgment, beyond karma, beyond all divisions. It is intelligence of existence itself, the living mind of the cosmos. That is what Chitta is. It's like life, the living mind of the cosmos. It's like where I don't know if I should say this. Like Einstein, we can take Einstein as an example. He was a boob in mathematics. I hope that anyone listening right now knows that. Yeah? Like, he wasn't that genius all throughout. He was only a genius when it comes to physics. But when it came to other things, he wasn't that smart. He was struggling even in his mathematics. Yeah, but he is the one who discovered the theory of light. Yeah. How did he acquire this information? He got it from Chitta. If I'm to relate the two, yeah, it is something not of this world, because you can imagining himself as a proton, then imagining himself as a proton looking at another proton, or should I say atom, as an atom looking at another atom moving at the speed of light. Like, that's not in this world, it's out of this world. And you're like, yeah, this kind of makes sense. Like, it's beyond the living mind. Like, it's something of the cosmos. Yeah. So he talked about, if you distance yourself of the karmic software, same with your intelligence, you'll be able to get in touch with unclouded consciousness, like that world of spirituality, if I may say. He didn't use these words, but that's my thought process on it. And he says, when you access Chitta, self-transformation is possible. So he told us he never blesses people with the wish that their dreams come true, because their dreams are basically a limited aspect. It's something that you've only experienced, something that you've thought of making your life better. There's nothing special about your dreams coming true. So he wishes that your dreams to be shattered. Only then your memory will manifest something larger. Only then you could dream of something that you never could have dreamed of. Something that you may never have dreamed of will happen to you. That was basically the first half of it. We'll be finishing off part 1 in the next section. So I hope you're still with me, and you're about to dive into, is karma a dirty word? so far we've been talking about karma. I hope that no one actually even thinks that karma is a dirty word at this point in time. But let's get going with the business of the day. So we've actually looked at how karma began. Part 2 of this book will look at how it might end. Like, if you want to get rid of this thing called karma, you'll get to know how to get rid of your personal karma. But there's a couple of buts if you want to get rid of this karma, because you'll get to understand as we go on. Yeah. So, do you really want to end your karma? Do you think memory is a burden? Is karma really obsolete? Do you think samskara as a curse? Is life unmitigated suffering? He says no. Like, karma is not a burden. Karma is not obsolete. Memory is not a burden. Samsara is not a curse. And life is not suffering. So, since all these things are not negative, as it has been put out, but certain religions trends have, over time, began to view human as inherently impure, solid, sinful. We see that in a lot of religions, yeah. Even some go as far as saying human life is a curse rather than a blessing. This, because you're cursed, you need to be cured or to be saved or to be rescued, yeah? Because you can imagine you're living sinfully, you're impure, you're soiled. Yeah. So he says, although freedom is laudable, you shouldn't forget the fact that karma is a basis of human life. Karma is what gives you physical, psychological structure and stability. Like, that memory is what is that physical form. That mind thought, that is what karma is, yeah? So if that's what karma is, yeah, would you want to get rid of karma? Because if you get rid of karma, you're getting rid of physical form and psychological structure and stability, which is your basis. Without that foundation, there will be no possibility of transcendence. Because your mind, your body, they are bound together by the process of karma. So without it, your body or mind will not exist. So he actually says this: you, as you understand yourself, will not be around. So with karma, it's like you're taking that physical aspect, that psychological aspect of you outside of this world. It's like you're disappearing. You're living that. It's like somehow like death. Yeah, let's just call it what it is. It's death. When you take karma, death has happened. Yeah. I hope nobody is lost. Yeah. So I'm going to try, because I don't think I'm the best at saying this, and we usually come here to get to understand what he's writing, and I will not want to say things that he didn't say. So allow me to read this small paragraph that he wrote. Every moment, impressions are flooding in torrents into your stream through the 5 sense organs, and each impression is being recorded. There is nothing wrong with this. This stored information is very useful for your survival. If you delete all of it, you will not know how to handle even the simplest aspect of life. Karma is a glue that makes you stick to your body mind mechanism. If washed away your karma, you would exit your body this very instant. Death. You would die. So if you want to die, wash away your karma. So he is your software is not the problem. It turns into a problem only if it becomes a really factor of your life. Karma is just, let's say, a creation. It's neither virtuous, good or evil, good or bad. If you look at it at let's say, at an angle, like a prism, in a prejudged state, like you have something against it or for it, that's when karma seems good or bad. But in its essence, karma is just there. It's not good or bad, yeah? So it's like on a mirror, on every day you wake up, you write something on it, you'll keep on seeing that thing that's written on that mirror. So if you do that, the mirror won't show you life the way it is, because at the end of the year, you'll have the mirror written throughout the day. You won't have things written on there. So that's how karma becomes a limitation. You can't see what is actually life. You can't see what you actually look like, because the mirror is written throughout, yeah? That's just it. None more, nothing less. There is a lot to celebrate about memory, yeah? Because memory makes people unique. It makes everyone dazzling, singular, yeah? You as an individual, there's no one like you. There's a lot of biodiversity within you. There's a lot of culture variety within you. It takes you to many places to live in. It says that memory is a privileged. So anyone is privileged to be alive, considering the fact that only 40% of men in history have ever reproduced. You can imagine, there's this other 60% of people who never reproduced and never had kids, and these people are never born, so the earth wasn't filled at all, yeah? So our memory is not a glue, it is just a boundary. Over time, that very boundary can be a limitation. And the definitions becomes walls. this wall, you can't cross it. It's like you've built this wall and you've built it so high that you can't even go across. So he says, you joyfully celebrate these definitions, perhaps family, clan, tribe, class, gender, religion, culture, can even be the language that you speak. But over time, these definitions harden into grid and and are makers of identity. And before you know it, you've crafted your own prison. Like, you're stuck there. You can't move. You can't go. Like, because this is my family, you can't do other things that benefit others, because this is family. This is your tribe. This is your class. This is your clan. You can't do things that will help everyone else. You want to just help this small group, these small definitions that you've put. Like, this is my country. So you won't save the world. You just stay in your country. And that's kind of sad. So you make these walls, then imprison yourself inside. This you do unconsciously. Now don't allow yourself to escape. You built your own prison inside your home. You're trying to create a sanctuary and ended up imprisoning yourself in there. So you get into a cocoon and you don't turn to be a butterfly. You can't get out, you can't fly. So what's the way out? You are in a cocoon. Fine. How do you break up and fly like a bird? Well, part 2 of this book explores the variety of ways in which you can work with and through your karma to address the unquenchable human longing for freedom. Yeah, how to work with your karma for you not to trap yourself, be free, and do whatever it is possible for you to not feel entangled by all of this. So you can feel the breeze on your face and the sun on your skin, but you don't gather needless crime and aren't at the mercy of changing weather. So the next section will empower you to make a journey homewards by showing you a path to the greatest sages have known since time immemorial. How you can be in the world but not of it. So that's basically part 2, and we'll get it tomorrow morning. Yeah, part 2. So guys, if this is the first time you're listening to this Sage Be Me podcast, or if you're a member of this tribe, welcome to the Sage Be Me podcast.